Hi guys, Aswat here, and today I'm going to do a review of Rogue One. I think last time you saw me, I was in the hospital, so I finally saw Rogue One. Saw it twice. One with my friend and one alone. And I have to say that after watching it a second time, my view of the movie has improved a lot, because I think the first time I watched it, because I have a lot of expectation from the trailer and trailers, and then a lot of my own perception, my own perceived ideas about the movie. So when those are not met or whatnot, they disappointed me in a way. So I went to see again without any expectation, and just see the movie with a fresh view. And after second watching, I like the movie. So and then why? This is some reason why I like it, and you know just discuss about the movie, and then just see why I like it. Why I like it is, it is a layered story. There is something more going on in this movie. There is more emphasis on messaging than lack of characterization, lack of it's such a fast movie. They cram it in one movie, cram a lot of things, so they have to cut out a lot of things, so you don't get a lot of characterization, background, reason, purpose. You don't get a lot of that. But what I do get about this movie is more on the message, of trust, message of hope, message of survival. And it really comes out after I watch it a second time. Then when I have that understanding, the character sacrifice in this movie really gave me a bigger impact than on me than the other things. To me, this movie doesn't need to have special effect, and it will still work. But the special effects are great, amazing. In the last part, there is a huge space battles, and that part is fun to watch, is engaging, because it's a lot of things that you wanted to see. I wanted to see in the Star Wars movie, which is space battles, and they have the ground war. So if you like action, you will love that. But after watching it a second time, the characters began to grow on me, especially Jyn Erso. I found myself sympathizing more with her, with what she had to go through, a hard life. And then she gives up on the rebellion already for a long while. But in this movie, how she decided to fight back and eventually sacrifice herself, because they know they are going on a suicide mission, and they sacrifice themselves for better good. The other character that I really like is Donnie Yen and his friend. I can't remember his friend's name, but Donnie Yen plays somebody who have a wisdom in the Force, who understands the spirituality of the Force, who hardly hear anything about midichlorian. How it's more of a spiritual thing, but you get this positive vibe from Donnie Yen. Donnie Yen says, if the Force wills it, he believes that everything has been ordained, has been planned. So he goes happily into situation not worrying, because if the Force wills it, I will not die. If the Force wills it, I will accomplish this mission. If the Force wills it that I die, then he's okay with it. They say he keeps saying that the Force is with me, I'm with the Force, or something, and I keep repeating it again and again. And the story, it is like more than that. He has faith in the Force, and that's very hopeful. I think a very spiritual and very hopeful approach, and I like that. I like that more on the second watching. The sacrifices that everybody, because once you have that reason, when you grasp on their hope, the reason about hope, about winning the war, I began to understand the deeper impact of the sacrifice. So when I first watched it, the first time I watched it, I didn't feel so much for their deaths. But after watching it the second time, I do, and every death in this team, the Rogue One team, every death has impact and has meaning. So I like that. I like watching it a second time, without the hype, without the other things that interrupt your mind, your focus, because the movie has a lot of things like that flashy, that CGI. You get CGI Moff Tarkin, you got CGI Princess Leia, which are amazingly done. But when you first see it, it startles you. You are not focusing on the character, what they're doing. You're focusing, wow, they are doing the special effect, how did they do that? So your mind is more latched onto those mechanical things rather than story and and whatnot. So but when I first watched it, my mind was latching onto cameos, to the Star Wars references, and then to the special effects, with the CGI, to the space battles. So a lot more superficial stuff. My mind was locked onto that more than the in-depth stuff. So after I watched the first time I watched it, I really didn't. To be honest, I think I was the only one that didn't like the movie. I like the special effect. I like all the stuff on the surface, but there's no depth to it, because I was focusing on those things, because they are meant to be like that, to catch your attention. So when I watched the second time, I saw it already. I mean, I saw the special effect. It doesn't bother me so much. It doesn't latch onto me so much at all. I find myself more attached to the storyline better after all the hoo-ha has gone by. I was focusing on the sacrifice, on the space, on the relationship, on the messaging, and on those bases alone. That's why I said you don't need special effects on this movie. On those bases alone, Rogue One is a great movie. It's actually a really good movie. To me, it's great because it makes you want to think deeper on the sacrifice these people made and the effects of it. It makes every death matters, and that happens in the second watching. That after I let over the gloss, the CGI, I push it aside. I'm just focusing on the storyline, and that makes the script better, have more depth, have more entertaining. It's more entertaining, and I definitely gonna buy this on Blu-ray because of those things. Sometimes, because when you have special effect, a lot of movies tend to cover the movie's flaw with special effects, and sometimes it works, but it shouldn't work. You know what I mean? It's like the movie Hobbit Part 2. Hobbit was made into a trilogy, which is, I think, has no right to be in trilogy. But if you mention Hobbit 2, the only thing that sticks in your head is the big dragon. It's just a CGI dragon, but in terms of story, it's very light. So in that kind of case where they think that CGI can hide, or shouldn't be, I mean, Star Wars cannot run away from CGI because it is a sci-fi. But once you get past that, once you get past the CGI, once you get past the shock, the awe and shock and awe, you watch it based more on the story, and you can focus better, you can get the message better, you know, because your mind is not thinking about, wow, look at that camera, look at that CGI, look at that special effect, look at that things, superficial things. You will gloss over them, and you are more, even when you see it second time, you don't pay attention to it so much. You are more focused on the storyline, more gist, the gist of the story, the soul and the heart and the deeper meaning. So I like it after second watching. So I give this rating for this movie a very high, I would say 8.5 out of 10. I wanted to give it a 9, but this movie was recut, 50% was reshoot. I would like to watch the original version of this movie. I hope one day in the future they release it, so I can't give it a full mark when I know things like this happening. I want to see a real solid alternate version of this, because I don't like the main hurdle that I didn't give it a full 10 or 9 a bit is I heard that there is an alternate ending where some of the characters did not die, they happily go to another planet. I would like a happy ending. I'm so sorry, but I prefer happy endings in my movie. I think that was also the bummer when I first saw it. When I first saw it, I didn't like that because I didn't understand it. The second watching, I do understand why they have to die, what the sacrifice mean, but deep down, I would have preferred it to be a happy ending. So, hence my score is 8.5 out of 10, because I know there is an alternate ending. There's an alternate movie out there, because they reshot 50% of it. That's a lot. So there's also scenes that were not in the trailer, but they were in the trailer but not in the movie. So I know there were things taken out, a lot of them. So I would like to watch that. So that's why my score, even though it's a positive score, it cannot be a full 9 or 10. I give it an 8.5, which is quite high for what it is. And I have to say, it's a great movie. It's a great Star Wars movie, and yeah, I like it. I do enjoy it. I would buy on Blu-ray, definitely. Thank you guys for watching my review. You guys take care, right? Peace.